We have some major breaking news that has been announced that a North Carolina judge has granted Legacy Motor Club's request for a restraining order. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty massive major breaking news, as it has been announced that a North Carolina judge has granted Legacy Motor Club's request for a restraining order against Ware Racing on a charter. Here's what was reported by Bob Packers. A North Carolina judge granted Legacy Motor Club's request for a 10-day temporary restraining order preventing Ware Racing's team from closing on deal to sell team to TJ Puchyr, which Ware Racing says is a $150 million deal. Legacy must post a $5 million bond. Injunction hearing date is to be determined. Let's go back to earlier this year. It was announced on April 1st that Legacy Motor Club would be suing Ware Racing on a charter deal that had gone wrong. They were supposed to get a third charter for 2026. Legacy has been looking to expand to a three-car organization for the 2026 season. They were going to have that deal finalized and announced in the not-so-distant future. Unfortunately, Ware Racing had backed out of the deal because they were going to get around, I think, $40 to $50 million on the deal, $150 million like was mentioned a second ago, and they were looking to get a ton of money, but Rick Ware thought, oh, it was for 2027. That's what they said. It was not for 2026, and they were claiming that deal had only been signed for 2027 and that Legacy had changed the date in the documents. While the Legacy Motor Club has come out and said that is not true whatsoever. The date was for 2026 and you're trying to back out for 2027. Things have continued to increase, and they, of course, requested a temporary restraining order against Ware Racing to have that charter not sold to another organization. Now, keep this in mind, this charter, which is number 27, is currently being leased over to RFK Racing for the 2025 year. In 2025 season for Ryan Preece to drive the number 60 car. That charter is supposed to get transferred back over to Ware Racing, and the 51 charter, which is currently being driven by Cody Ware at this point, that charter, which will be transitioned over back to the number 60 team for 2026, as they have a multi-car deal and a multi-year deal currently at the moment, and then a 15 charter, which is currently being leased at a 60, will go back to the Ware Racing team, at least as it states. Things have continued to progress, though, in recent weeks, as it was announced about a month or so ago that TJ Puchyr had purchased Ware Racing and is looking to become a three-car team for by the 2027 season. It turns out, though, that in the most recent hearings that happened a couple weeks ago, before the hearing took place earlier today, the judge basically told the people involved in this to not sell the team or the charters. And if you're going to sell it, we're going to have some major issues and we're going to have some major problems. Then we find out about the TJ Puchyr sale, and TJ Puchyr, we have found out, was a major archetype around the situation with this sale, and he's been playing a major part of that, because they were going to sell this team to TJ Puchyr. He was the architect around the Legacy Motor Club and Ware Racing deal. He's been involved in a lot of the charter purchases. He was a big part in the Spire Motorsports Trackhouse purchase a couple years back when Spire expanded to a three-car operation for 2024 for Zane Smith to drive, as Zane Smith got loaned out to the Spire Motorsports team, and he's been involved in a lot of purchases as well, and TJ Puchyr has basically been involved in that. And what really made this thing interesting is Ware is still going to be on as part of the team and organization as a higher up of the group, and Cody Ware is sticking around as a driver of the number 51 car. That told me that TJ Puchyr was trying to skate around this whole lawsuit and trying to find a way around it and stop the lawsuit altogether. But like I mentioned a second ago, the judge has told them publicly to not sell it or you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, Legacy, of course, is being required to pay a $5 million bond. If they don't pay that bond, they probably could be involved in a ton of legal trouble. Legacy has said, of course, they want to become a three-car team. If they do end up getting this charter and becoming a three-car team next year, end up winning this lawsuit, there's a lot of talk that Jimmy Johnson could make more starts in his third car next year, and there's also talk that Jesse Love could move up to the Cup Series in some way, shape, or form, whether that is a full-time ride with the Legacy Motor Club team, or it could be like a split ride between Jimmy and Jesse, maybe a couple other drivers in the Toyota pipeline, like a Taylor Gray, for example, or even maybe Corey Hine, even though I don't expect Corey Hine to lead 2311 at this point, because it's uncertain what's going to happen with the Legacy Motor Club, with the 2011 front row team, at least at the moment right now. We'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens on that front. But continuing on, Jesse Love is still expected to drive for the team. There was talk of maybe Daniel Suarez going over there, but Jimmy Johnson confirmed in recent weeks that he will not, that Daniel Suarez, while he is a good friend of Suarez's and wants to see Suarez stay in the Cup Series next year, he does not expect Daniel Suarez to join over Legacy Motor Club next year. Now, let's say the sale does go through and TJ Puchyr wins their side of the case and they are not forced to sell those charters to Legacy Motor Club, so they cannot keep running as the charters they have. Again, Cody Ware will be the driver for the team. I don't expect that it will be a 2-car operation or 3-car operation in 2026. If they do somehow find a way to expand, I could see Sheldon Cree, I could see Corey LaJoie going over there. I think LaJoie is in the running for a C, and even Sam Mayer as well could be a potential candidate for that, considering Sam Mayer has names been linked to potential Cup rides over the last year or so. I think that is certainly a possibility at this point as well. But when I look at this situation, I really think that Legacy Motor Club does have the upper hand and the advantage to get a third charter right now. I get that some people are saying, well, why is Legacy Motor Club trying to expand? Their team has been struggling. I wouldn't say that their team really has been struggling so far in 2024 or 25, as this team has taken major steps forward. In fact, I think they've been the most improved organization in the Cup Series from 2024 to 2025. They have shown a lot of improvement and have shown a lot more speed on the racetrack this year than they showed last year, and it's been a solid year overall for the team and organization this year. So I have to think that this team is in a much better position, and I think, yes, it would be more difficult to be a 3-car team. We have seen Farmer Motorsports have some struggles and have some problems throughout 2025 at times when teams have expanded like Front Row Motorsports, but I gotta say that I think that there absolutely is going to be difficult for Legacy Motor Club to lose. I think the fact that you hear all the information and you get all the information out there and the judge is starting to side a little more with Legacy Motor Club, I think we're going to be coming to a resolution here in the not so distant future. And I think at this particular point right now, when I look at this case and situation, unlike the 2011 Front Row and the NASCAR case, where that's going to probably even go into next year at this point, I think there is going to be a resolution that is going to come into play very, very quickly, and I think it's going to be looking much better. If you're on the side of even Rick Ware at this point, it's going to be tough for them to win this lawsuit. I think that Legacy has the upper hand on this lawsuit currently at the moment, and I think they've got the advantage currently at the moment when it comes to temporary restraining order. I think things are looking a lot better for the Legacy Motor Club side of things currently at this moment right now than are looking over at the Rick Ware Racing side. There's just a lot of shady things going on with that. TJ Puchyr is kind of a little bit shady in this case and situation, so I think it'll be difficult for them to win the lawsuit. We'll have to kind of wait and see what happens. As more information comes out, we'll be discussing it on the channel as more information is presented to us with the Legacy Motor Club and Rick Ware Racing lawsuit. So, that is going to be today's special breaking news report on Legacy Motor Club being handed a temporary restraining order. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go over that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. Your thoughts about Legacy Motor Club being handed a temporary restraining order, and granted temporary restraining order against Rick Ware Racing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win this lawsuit overall? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We're going to have Xfinity Series race picks dropping later this afternoon. Tomorrow, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple of days. We're also maybe going to do reactions to the ARC race, but I'm not sure at this point. We'll talk about this. Some rumors around Colleague Racing, Josh Williams not being back with the program for the remainder of this season. We'll talk about people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Cards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bo Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Clayton Safar, Dodge Ram, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Ryan Preece, Chandler Smith, Eric Almirola, the Austin Hill, Eric Almirola situation, among other things as well. We've got racing coming up this week at Iowa. Should be exciting and fun, and a lot of great content dropping soon on the channel that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.